Let me start by asking you a question, and I want you to actually answer it in your head before I go on. How much do you think you spend every month on subscriptions and recurring bills? All the little automatic charges, the streaming, the memberships, the auto renewals? Come up with a number. Got it? Here's why I asked. When researchers put that exact question to thousands of people, the average person guessed about $86 a month. But then those same researchers actually went through their bank statements, and the real number was closer to $220, and by some measures over $270 a month. So people were off by a factor of nearly 3. Nearly 9 out of 10 of us underestimate this, and this is the part that should get your attention. More than 4 in 10 people are being charged right now for something they completely forgot they even have. Think about what that means on a fixed retirement income. If you're spending $200 a month more than you realize on recurring charges, that's $2,400 a year leaking out of your retirement, without you noticing, on things you may not even use. Over a 20-year retirement, small monthly leaks like these can add up to tens of thousands of dollars, money that could have been travel, or grandkids, or your own peace of mind. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 10 subscriptions and bills most likely to be draining your retirement savings without you noticing. The sneaky ones, the ones that hide in plain sight on your statement. And for each one, I'm not just going to point at it, I'm going to tell you exactly how to fix it, how much you can save, and how to do it this week. By the end, I think many of you are going to find several $100s a month you didn't know you were spending, and I'll show you what that recovered money is really worth. Let me give you a couple to follow. Call them Ron and Carol, both 68, careful people who'd swear they don't waste money, and who are about to find nearly $500 a month leaking out of their budget. Let's go find yours too. But first, let me explain why this happens to smart, careful people. Because it's not carelessness, it's design, and understanding that takes away the shame and makes it easier to fix. There are 3 forces working against you. The first is that small recurring charges become invisible. A $9.99 here, a $14.99 there. Those don't register in your brain the way a single $200 purchase does. They slip below the threshold where you notice. The second is autopay. Almost everything is set to charge your card automatically now, which means there's no monthly moment where you decide to keep paying. The money just goes, silently forever, until you actively stop it. And the third is price creep. Companies raise their prices $1 or $2 at a time, knowing you won't cancel over a small increase. But those small increases stack up year after year until you're paying double what you signed up for. None of these are your fault. The whole system is engineered for what one researcher called frictionless forgetting. So the fix isn't to feel guilty, it's simply to shine a light on it once, on purpose. That's all it takes. Number 1, your streaming services, stacking up on top of each other. This is the most common leak of all. So let's start here. Streaming felt so cheap when it started, a single service for $10, and you cut the cable cord and felt clever. But look what happened. The average household now pays for around 4.5 different streaming services, a video service, another video service, a music service, maybe a couple more the grandkids added. And it adds up to about $70 a month, over $800 a year. And here's the trap. They raise the prices a little at a time, so you never notice, and you keep paying for the one you signed up for to watch a single show 2 years ago. The fix is simple, and it feels great. Pull up your statement, list every streaming service you pay for, and be honest about which ones you actually watch. Cancel the rest today. And remember, you can always turn one back on for a month when there's something you want, then cancel it again. Rotating them instead of stacking them can cut this bill in half. That's $40 a month back in your pocket for 10 minutes of work. Number 2, your cable and internet bundle and the expired promotion trap. If you still have cable or a cable and internet bundle, there's a very good chance you're paying far more than you need to for one specific reason: the promotional rate. You signed up at a great introductory price, and then, after a year or so, that promo expired and the price jumped, with no announcement, and most people never notice the increase buried in the bill. The average cable and internet bill runs well over $100 a month now, often a lot more. Here's your move, and it works. Call the company, tell them you're thinking of canceling, and ask to speak to the retention or loyalty department. That's the department with the power to give you deals. Ask them plainly for a better rate or for the current new customer promotion. People do this and knock $30, $40, $50 a month off their bill in a single phone call, just by asking. And if you've stopped watching regular TV, ask yourself whether you need the cable part at all anymore. One phone call, real money, every month. And since we're on the subject, let me give you the general script for negotiating almost any bill, because it works on cable, internet, cell phone, even insurance. Call them up and calmly say, "I've been a loyal customer for years, but money's tight and I'm looking at other options. What can you do to lower my bill?" Then ask specifically for the retention or loyalty department, because the front-line agent usually can't help but that department. Be polite, be patient, and be willing to actually cancel if they won't budge. That's your leverage. Mention a competitor's price if you have one, and if the first person says no, thank them, hang up, and call again. You often get a different answer from a different agent. 15 minutes on the phone, done once or twice a year, is one of the best paying uses of your time there is. Number 3, your cell phone plan, and this one is often the biggest single win. Most people are on a plan from one of the big 3 carriers, paying a premium price out of habit. And the average cell phone bill in this country is now around $140 a month for a single line. But here's what almost nobody realizes. There are smaller carriers, they're called MVNOs, companies like Consumer Cellular, Visible, Mint Mobile, that run on the exact same cell towers as the big carriers, with the same coverage but charge a fraction of the price. We're talking $25 to $40 a month for the same service. Consumer Cellular in particular is built for older customers and is famous for it. And on top of that, if you're a senior, many carriers have special discounted plans just for people 55 and up. You often just have to ask. Switching here can save $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year for the identical coverage. It might be the single most valuable 10 minutes in this whole video. Number 4, bank fees and overdraft charges, the fees you should never be paying at all. This one makes me a little angry on your behalf, because these are fees for nothing. Many people are paying a monthly maintenance fee on their checking or savings account, $5, $10, $15 a month, just to hold their own money. Add the occasional overdraft fee, which can be $30 or $35 a pop, and ATM fees on top. Here's the truth. You should be paying $0 in bank fees. There are countless free checking accounts with no monthly fee and no minimum balance, including at credit unions and online banks. And many banks will waive the maintenance fee entirely if you just ask, or set up a direct deposit. So call your bank, ask them to remove every recurring fee, and if they won't, move to one of the many banks that charge nothing. While you're at it, and this is a bonus, if your savings is sitting at a big bank earning almost no interest, that's its own hidden cost we've covered before. Don't pay them, make them pay you. Number 5, and this is the big one, the one that drains more than all the others combined, and the one almost nobody thinks of as a subscription at all, the fees on your investments. Stay with me, because this is the most important 60 seconds of the video. If you have your retirement savings with a financial advisor or in certain funds, you may be paying what's called an assets under management fee, very commonly around 1% of your total savings, every single year. 1% sounds tiny. It is not. On a $500,000 nest egg, 1% is $5,000 a year, coming out automatically, whether your account went up or down. And because that money is no longer invested in growing, the true cost compounds. Over a 20-year retirement, that 1% fee on a $500,000 portfolio can cost you, brace yourself, over $270,000. More than a quarter of your money gone to fees, most of it without you ever seeing a line item. So here's what to do. Find out exactly what you're paying. Ask your advisor point blank, what is my total annual fee, in dollars and as a percentage? A good fee-only advisor who charges a flat, transparent fee can be worth every penny. But if you're paying 1% or more and not getting real ongoing planning for it, know that low-cost index funds exist that charge a tiny fraction of that. This single fee is worth more attention than every streaming service on earth. Number 6, gym and club memberships you're not using. This one's almost a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's so common and so painless to fix. The gym membership from your New Year's resolution, the golf or social club dues, the warehouse club membership you renew every year, but visit twice. These recurring charges are designed to be forgotten. That's the business model. So be honest with yourself. In the last 3 months, did you actually use it enough to justify the cost? If not, cancel it or downgrade it. And if you like the gym but rarely go, look into cheaper options or pay as you go, or the senior fitness programs that many Medicare plans now include for free, like silver sneakers. Paying $50 a month for a gym you visit twice a year is $150 per visit habit. Let it go. Number 7. Forgotten auto renewals and free trials that turned into paid subscriptions. This is where the "you forgot you even have it" money lives. It's the antivirus software that renews for $100 every year. The credit monitoring service you signed up for after some data breach and never canceled. The magazine or newspaper subscription on auto renew. The app you downloaded, took a free trial of, and got charged for when the trial ended. The cloud storage. These are individually small and collectively huge, and they're specifically engineered to auto-renew without a reminder. Here's the powerful fix, and it's the single best exercise in this video. Get out your last few bank and credit card statements and go through them line by line, looking only for recurring charges. Circle every single one. I promise you will find at least one, and probably several, that make you say, "What on earth is that?" Cancel every charge you don't recognize or don't use. People routinely find $100 to $200 a month this way. Let me tell you the kinds of things people actually discover when they do this, because it's almost funny. A $15 a month app they downloaded once and used for a week 3 years ago. 2 different cloud storage plans, because they forgot they'd already had one. A magazine subscription to a magazine they don't read and can't remember ordering. A premium version of something they never used the premium features of. A dating site one of them signed up for and forgot to cancel. A gym in a city they moved away from. These aren't hypotheticals. This is what turns up on real statements, on real people who were certain they didn't waste money. It is the highest value hour you will spend on your money all year. Number 8. Extended warranties and protection plans. Every time you buy an appliance, a phone, a TV, a car, someone offers you a protection plan or extended warranty for a monthly or yearly fee. And there's device protection riding along unnoticed on your phone bill, $8 to $20 a month, that you may have agreed to years ago. Here's the honest truth about most of these. They are highly profitable for the seller, which tells you they're usually a bad deal for the buyer. The company is betting the item won't break, and they're usually right. For most everyday products, you're better off skipping the plan and simply saving that money yourself to cover the rare repair. So go through your bills and cancel the recurring protection plans and device insurance you're paying for, especially on older devices that aren't worth much anymore. Self-insure the small stuff. It's cheaper almost every time. Number 9. Insurance you're overpaying for, or don't need at all. Insurance is one of the biggest recurring bills you have, and 2 things tend to go wrong with it. First, overpaying. Most people never reshop their auto and home insurance, so they've been auto-renewing with the same company for years while their rates crept up. Getting fresh quotes every couple of years or bundling auto and home can save hundreds of dollars a year for the exact same coverage. Second, and this is the sneaky part, paying for coverage you don't need. Things like credit card payment protection plans, mortgage life insurance sold by the lender, extra rental car insurance when your own policy or credit card already covers you, and sometimes life insurance policies you no longer need now that the kids are grown and the mortgage is gone. Every one of these is a recurring charge worth questioning. Reshop what you keep and cancel what you don't need. This one can free up real money. And number 10, the phantom recurring charges, the ones hiding in the corners of your budget. This is the catch-all for the sneakiest leaks. The storage unit you rented during a move years ago and still pay $100 a month for, full of things you've forgotten. The landline telephone you never use but keep paying for. Those line protection or wiring maintenance add-ons that get tacked onto your water, gas, or electric bill for a few dollars a month, almost always a bad deal. The alarm monitoring contract, the subscription boxes and auto ship orders, the vitamins, the razors, the pet supplies on subscribe and save that keep arriving and charging whether you need them or not. Go hunting for these specifically because they're the ones most likely to be pure waste. That forgotten storage unit alone could be $1,200 a year for a pile of stuff you'd be happier without. So let me add it all up for Ron and Carol, the couple I mentioned, because it makes the point. They trimmed their stack streaming, made one phone call about their cable, switched to a senior cell plan, killed their bank fees, canceled a gym and a forgotten antivirus subscription, dropped a couple of protection plans, reshopped their insurance and closed out a storage unit they'd forgotten about. No big sacrifices. They didn't give up anything they actually valued. And when the dust settled, they'd cut nearly $500 a month from their spending, almost $6,000 a year. Now here's why that number matters so much more than it sounds. $6,000 a year is not just $6,000. Remember the rule we talk about on this channel? You need about 25 times your annual spending saved to fund it in retirement. So cutting $6,000 a year of waste is like having $150,000 more in your nest egg, because that's how much less you need saved to cover it. Or if you're still working and you invest that $6,000 a year instead, it can grow to over $200,000 in 20 years. That is what these small leaks are really costing you. Plugging them is one of the highest return moves in your entire financial life, and it doesn't require earning a dime more or taking any risk at all. But let me add one crucial step, because here's what happens to most people. They free up $500 a month, feel great about it, and then, without a plan, that money just leaks right back out into other spending within a few months, and they're no better off. So decide, on purpose, where the freed up money goes, and do it the day you cut the costs. If you're still working, redirect it straight into your retirement account, automatically, before you can spend it. If you're retired and living off savings, use it to draw down less from your nest egg each month, which makes your money last longer. Or if your finances are solid, consciously redirect it toward something you actually value: a trip with the grandkids, a meal out you'll remember, a cause you care about. The point is to trade money you were wasting on things you don't notice for money spent on things you do. That's not deprivation. That's the opposite. It's finally getting full value from every dollar you earned. Waste less on the invisible, so you can spend more on what matters. Let me give you the exact step-by-step for the audit, because doing it right catches everything at once. Set aside one afternoon. Pull up your last 3 months of statements, both your bank account and every credit card, because charges hide across different cards on different dates. Go through them line by line and write down every charge that repeats, or that looks like a subscription. Then do one more crucial pass. Look at the charges from the last 12 months, not just 3, because the sneakiest subscriptions bill you once a year: the annual antivirus, the yearly membership, the domain name, and they'll never show up in a 3-month view. Many banks and credit cards now have a feature in their app that flags recurring charges for you automatically. If yours does, use it. It does half the work. Make your master list, and then for each item run those 3 questions. Do I use it? Do I need it? Am I overpaying? Cancel, downgrade, or renegotiate every one that fails. It's a single afternoon, and it pays better than almost anything else you could do with those hours. Now let me warn you about a few traps they'll set when you try to cancel, so you're ready. Trap 1. When you call to cancel, they'll often offer you a loyalty discount or a few months free to stay. That's fine if you actually use the service. Take the discount. But don't let a 3 months free offer talk you into keeping something you were right to cancel. You'll just forget about it again when the free period ends. Trap 2. Watch for annual billing that hides the true monthly cost. A service that charges $120 once a year feels smaller than $10 a month, but it's the same money. Trap 3. Some companies make canceling deliberately difficult, hiding the button, making you call, putting you on hold. Don't let that friction win. It's a tactic, and your persistence is worth real dollars. And trap 4. After you cancel things, set a reminder to run this whole audit again in 6 months, because new subscriptions have a way of creeping back in. Let me also help you find where your biggest win is likely hiding, so you know where to start. If you've never checked what your financial advisor charges, start there at number 5, because that one fee can dwarf everything else on this list combined. If you're still with a big 3-cell carrier, that's likely your fastest $100 a month, so start there. If you cut the cable cord years ago and feel smart about it, check your streaming stack, because it may have crept back into a cable-sized bill without you noticing. And if you're the type who signs up for free trials or bought a lot of gadgets with protection plans, Your gold mine is that line-by-line statement hunt for forgotten auto renewals. Start where your gut tells you the leak is biggest, and let the wind pull you through the rest. Now let me be honest and careful with you, the way I always try to be. This isn't about depriving yourself. If you love a streaming service, or your club membership brings you joy and connection, keep it. Some of these things are worth every penny, and life is meant to be enjoyed. The goal is not to cut everything. The goal is to stop paying for things you don't use, don't need, or are overpaying for out of pure habit. Spend intentionally on what you value and ruthlessly cut what you don't. And the specific prices and plans I mentioned are current for 2026 and will shift over time, so check the latest when you make your moves. On the investment fee point especially, that's worth a careful, unhurried conversation, potentially with a fee-only advisor who charges transparently, because the stakes there are the highest of all. So let me leave you with your assignment, and it's the same simple, powerful exercise, because it catches almost everything on this list at once. This week, sit down with your last 2 or 3 months of bank and credit card statements and a highlighter. Go through them line by line and highlight every recurring charge, everything that repeats. Then, for each one, ask 3 questions. Do I use this? Do I need this? Am I overpaying for this? Cancel, downgrade, or renegotiate everything that fails. I promise you'll find money, probably a lot more than you expect. Because remember, most people are off by nearly 3 times. You worked and saved your whole life for this money. Don't let it dribble out through a dozen little leaks you never see into the pockets of companies counting on you not to notice. Notice. Take one afternoon, plug the leaks, and give that money back to the person who earned it. You. It might be the best paying afternoon of work you do all year. Think of it this way. If that one afternoon frees up $500 a month, you just gave yourself a $6,000 a year raise, tax-free, permanent, and requiring no boss's approval. There aren't many afternoons that pay like that. And here's the quiet satisfaction in it. Every leak you plug is a small act of taking back control, of telling all those companies that assumed you'd never look, that you did look, and you decided. That feeling of being the one in charge of your own money again is worth almost as much as the dollars. So grab your statements, grab a highlighter, and go take it back.